YouTube, what's going on? Tanner here with NFLBroadcaster. How are you all doing? I'll give it a minute so everybody can join. I was on vacation, but we are now back on a regular streaming schedule Monday through Friday. (8 to 9 a.m.) I am not liking the beats though, so let's change the music. Can we like shuffle it? I don't know. Let's go to streambeats.com. Not digging that. Let's go to hip hop because I'm not digging this, whatever it is. Better. What's going on, guys? Hopefully we got some people joining here today. Okay, so YouTube, I wanted to talk about a major thing that happened this morning, and that was the announcement of Deshawn Watson and the fact that he is now up for trade from the Houston Texans. Now, let me get this turned just a little bit. That doesn't really come as a surprise because everyone was kind of expecting him to be traded. Like the fact that, you know, he wasn't either going to report he was going to hold out until he was traded. The Texans were set on not trading him and all those things. But then, you know, the NFLPA passed something to where it's like, you know, you get a $50,000 fine every day that you don't show up to training camp. That's a lot. That's a lot of money. So, yeah, basically he showed up, but he's still wanting to be traded. And this morning, Ian Rappaport and Tom Pelorisso, don't know how to pronounce that exactly. Well, they tweeted that Deshaun Watson is in fact on the trading block, but the asking price of Deshaun Watson is apparently reported 5 high draft picks. So more than likely it's going to contain a first rounder. And I don't know who's going to offer that many draft picks, especially if it's high draft picks. Deshaun Watson is a heck of a player. But, I mean, 5 high round draft picks. I mean, come on. They're probably wanting a first rounder. I would say like 2 second rounders and maybe 2 thirds. But, like, that's a lot to give up. And I don't know. There was reports a couple days ago that the Eagles were in the best position to trade for him. But here's the thing. I believe Deshaun Watson has a no trade clause in his contract. So if he requests to trade, it doesn't mean that the team has to trade him. That's why they haven't, but if the team wants to trade him and they're willing to take offers to trade him, then they can get around the no trade clause. But just because a player requests it, and if they have a no trade clause in their contract, the team doesn't have to do it. But basically, he was like wanting to hold out until he was traded. Now, according to a bunch of sources that have been on this for a long time, the Broncos are like at the top of Deshaun Watson's list, but the Eagles apparently are going to be like the biggest shoppers for Deshaun Watson. They are, I guess, not as high as some people believed on Jalen Hurts. So, and I'm not really big on Jalen Hurts. I think he's going to be decent. He hasn't really had the opportunity to prove himself, but coming from a fantasy standpoint, if he's traded to the Broncos, that's an immediate Super Bowl contending team, I believe, and that's going to upgrade their team dramatically. If he's traded to the Eagles, that doesn't make the Eagles a Super Bowl contender, in my opinion. It'd be just like another form of the Texans. And I don't think that Deshaun Watson would want to go to the Eagles, but not like he's going to have a choice if the team decides to trade him. They'll trade him to whoever they want. But the top of his list is apparently the Broncos. Now, I don't believe he's on good standing with the Texans management, so why would they trade him to a team he wants to go to? I don't know. But imagine the Broncos with a guy like Deshaun Watson, immediate Super Bowl contenders, but imagine the Eagles with a guy like Deshaun Watson. They'll be a lot better, but they're not going to be Super Bowl contenders, I don't think. But you guys tell me what you think down in the comments below, because I just don't buy it. I don't buy the Eagles hype around it. I know that they're probably going to make offers and push for him, and they might offer a lot. But if he goes to the Eagles, they're not going to be a Super Bowl contender, in my opinion. But Deshaun Watson is officially on the trade block, per Ian Rappaport. All right, I've got the chat pulled up on my phone as well. I only have one monitor right now. It makes it really tricky. But good morning to everybody. How are you? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Let's take this. We're going to copy that. Go to my Twitter and send this to here. But yeah, let's go to Pro Football Reference. Let's actually look over Deshaun Watson's stats the last couple of years. He has been one of the best quarterbacks in the league since entering the league. I remember watching him as a rookie. I was like, dang. I didn't really buy the hype around him. He was great at Clemson, but a lot of times they don't convert to like great quarterbacks in the NFL. You just don't know, College to NFL is a completely different experience. But it looks like he adjusted well. Let's look at his stats from last year. 4-12 record. That's a team stat, in my opinion, not a quarterback stat. So 70% completion rate percentage. I mean, that is extremely high. 4,823 yards. That is almost 5,000 passing yards. Literally insane. That's a huge amount of passing yards, which is great. Passed for more yards than Aaron Rodgers, who won the MVP. 33 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Scored 369.3 fantasy points, depending on what league you're in, what your settings are. But I would say he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Let's look at 2017 as a rookie. He appeared in 7 games, started 6 games, had a 3-3 record, 61 completion percentage, not too hot there, but he's a rookie. The guy's a rookie. 1,699 yards, 19 touchdowns, 8 picks. So he just more than doubled the amount of interceptions he threw. He's only had over 10 interceptions once in his career. So double-digit interceptions once in his career. 1, 2, 3, in 4 years. So not bad. A lot of people started a lot worse than that. Last year, he set a career high in passing yards, 4,823. Set a career high in passing touchdowns at 33 at the age of 25. 7 interceptions. I mean, just looking at his stats, guys, he's only improved. He's literally only gotten better. Let's see. In 2018, his first year starting, 16 games, 68 completion percentage, which is really good. If you're around 70%, which I think Drew Brees set like a record a couple of years ago, like 70-something% on a season, which is like an NFL record, like I said. Let me see. Hang on. Sweet. Let me turn down the music in my ears real quick, y'all. Because it's kind of loud for me. Give me just a moment. Nothing's freaking loading, dude. It's kind of pissing me off. Whatever. The volume thing won't load up, so I'll have to deal with it blaring through my ears. But I also wanted to go over a lot of these signings. Okay, let's go to Instagram.com. Looks like I'm not signed in. But Jesse James. No. Jesse James, tight end, signed a contract with the, who was it? The Steelers? Oh, shoot. Let's see what I can do here. Oh, needs an authenticator to log in. Jeez. All right, now we're set. Now we are set. Yeah, okay, the Bears signed tight end Jesse James to a 1-year contract. I've always liked what Jesse James has done. I think he's still pretty young. Let's see. Oh, that's why. Guess there's been 2 Jesse James in league history. But, yeah, he's only 26 years old, heading into his... Oh, he's 27. My bad. Let's see what he's done throughout his career. He spent 4 years in Pittsburgh. He started with 8 receptions in 39, then 43, 30. But he has a career catch rate of 67.6%. Not bad. Not good either, I don't think, for anyone who's like in the receiving. But this isn't like one of the bigger signings, so it's just a kind of a smaller signing that happened yesterday. But it looks like he only played in... Well, he played in all 16 games last year with Detroit, but he only had 14 receptions. I mean, like, you don't sign a guy like Jesse James if you're not going to use him as a receiving tight end. They had, was it TJ Hawkinson in Detroit? So, yeah, you got to let him go. This guy's in his prime. Let him play somewhere else. Not the Bears, though. I wouldn't want to sign with the Bears if I was him. But with, you know, a future quarterback like Justin Fields, it may be worth it. Hopefully they do something good there. But they have a big tight end room in Chicago right now. I know that. Yeah, here's another one. Here is another one. Got a big update here, guys, with Chandler Jones and the Arizona Cardinals. This was something huge that happened yesterday. He requested a trade out of Arizona. Shocker. Yeah. Like, they just got J.J. Watt. J.J. Watt hasn't even played a season yet in Arizona. And I'm pretty sure Chandler Jones was the guy who helped recruit J.J. Watt. I mean, obviously, you want a dominant defensive line. So that's... Why would Chandler Jones request a trade? He's 31 years old. I mean... I wouldn't say the Cardinals are a Super Bowl contending team. A lot of people do believe they are, but I don't think they are a Super Bowl contending team. But they definitely are one of the top teams in the NFL right now, in my opinion. But Chandler Jones, guys, let's look at his stats. From coming into the league in 2012, he's been absolutely dominant. As a rookie, he had 4 pass deflections, 3 forced fumbles, 6 sacks, 8 tackles for loss, 12 quarterback hits. He's a monster. Okay, so they're like, obviously he's good. So he was with the Patriots. Then when he was drafted in 2013, he had 11.5 sacks, 79 total tackles, 14 tackles for loss, 23 quarterback hits. I mean, just dominant season. Absolute dominant season. At the age of 24 in 2014, Chandler Jones, 2 pass deflections, 2 forced fumbles, 1 fumble recovery, 6 sacks. His sack total did go down, a big step down there, but he's Chandler Jones. You know, he still had a very productive season. 5 tackles for loss, 11 quarterback hits. But he did have a way shortened season. He only played in 10 games. For those stats, 6 sacks and 10 games, dominant. I mean, that's very dominant. But you can look at 2015 all the way through 2019. He played and started in every single game. So it was just last year, 2020, that he was hurt. But let's look at the stats in 2020 from Chandler Jones, who was 30 in 2020. 5 games played, 5 games started. He had 0 forced fumbles, 0 pass deflections. In 5 games, let's see, he only had 1 sack in 5 games, but he had 11 total tackles, 1 tackle for loss, and he had 7 quarterback hits already in last year before he got hurt. So 7 quarterback hits did result in 1 sack, but that's already a lot of. I mean, he was on a good pace there for 7 quarterback hits through 5 games. He's been one of the most dominant guys in the league. But here's the thing. 2019 in Arizona, at the age of 29, Chandler Jones had 8 forced fumbles. 8 forced fumbles. That is like an insane amount for like a pass rusher. 8 forced fumbles and 5 pass deflections, which was also a career high. 5 pass deflections, 8 forced fumbles, 3 fumble recoveries, and 19 sacks. I think he led the league in sacks that year. I would really hope so, because that's a lot of sacks. 53 total tackles and 11 tackles for loss, 26 quarterback hits, which was the second most of his entire career. Chandler Jones was doing something amazing in 2019. He was going to have a great year in 2020. Then he got hurt. But in 2021, he has requested a trade out of Arizona. Apparently, he's unhappy with his current contract. So tell me where you guys think he's going to end up. I don't really have a team fit for him right now. I don't know if anyone's made any offers or if the Arizona Cardinals are even willing to trade him. But nowadays, if you don't end up trading a player who requests a trade, they're going to like do something where they hold out, and you might get fined. Because, I mean, obviously that was becoming an issue with like when Le'Veon Bell did it. And he just sat out an entire year with no repercussions. He just didn't get paid, but like he didn't need the money. Chandler Jones, I believe now if you hold out, you get fined like $50,000 a day, at least from training camp. So he's probably, he showed up to training camp, but he's still not happy with his current contract situation. At the age of 31, he's definitely in the last of his prime years. So Chandler Jones, wherever you're wanting to go, dude, you better make sure you're getting traded to a contender. Because, I mean, if you get traded to a team that's not contending, you don't have a chance at a Super Bowl. You can only be dominant for so long. At the age of 31, you might have like 2 really good seasons left, but like you don't really see great seasons from pass rushers beyond like the age of 32, 33-ish. I mean, just the NFL in general, you don't have super long careers unless you're like a quarterback. You can play for a long time. Tom Brady, for example. Aaron Rodgers playing at an elite level for the 16 years in the league. But you guys tell me what you think down in the comments below. Does he want to go back to a team like the Patriots? Do you think he would want to have a reunion with the Patriots, who are in a good position? They have a good future quarterback in Mac Jones. He's supposed to be good. They made a lot of offseason signings. They have a great defense, great coaching staff there in New England. And they have like an NFL record 7 players returning back on the defensive side of the ball. So Stephon Gilmore is expected to be back and elite. So Patriots could be a fit. That's only if, they want to trade for him. Just depends which team is willing to make a trade for Chandler Jones, who is a star pass rusher in the NFL. I think it's a big deal. It's a huge deal. Chandler Jones, I don't know, man. Where are you going to end up? Let's see what else happened this weekend. Here we go. Yeah, so YouTube, I also wanted to go over the Anthony Miller trade from the Chicago Bears to the Houston Texans. To me, I think the Houston Texans have put together quite the impressive offseason. Yes, I know the whole Deshawn Watson quarterback situation is not looking good, and he did They did, in fact, say he was going to be shopped this morning. But they have a lot of quarterbacks on the roster. They have a lot of running backs on the roster. They have wide receiver depth right now. They had a very underrated offseason, in my opinion. They got a lot of good pieces there. They have the talent on their roster right now, that's for sure. But let's talk about Anthony Miller, wide receiver, and what he has done. Let me type him in real quick. All right, so since entering the league in 2018 at the age of 24, 24 is kind of old for a rookie, in my opinion. I mean, it's still a young age, but it's old for a rookie. In 15 games he started for, he had 33 catches for 423 yards with the Chicago Bears. 7 touchdowns, that's the highest of his career. He has not had anything close to that since his rookie season in 2018. 2019, at the age of 25, he appeared in all 16 games, but he started 7, and he had 52 catches on 85 targets. So not an impressive catch rate there, in my opinion. It's only a 61% catch rate. 85 targets, 52 receptions, 656 yards, averaging 12.6 yards per catch. 2 touchdowns. That's it. 2 touchdowns. That's only 41 receiving yards per game. That was the highest of his career, though. In 2020, at the age of 26, Anthony Miller, 76 targets, 49 receptions, 485 yards, which was less than his career high of 656. This was the second most of his career, averaging 9.9 yards per catch with 2 touchdowns again. He did average 64.5% catch rate, though. So, you guys tell me what you think of this trade. Is this good for the Texans? I mean, I think it's more of a depth move. I don't know if Anthony Miller is going to be a starter. I would have to see who the Texans actually have right now at wide receiver, because they did make so many offseason moves. They signed a bunch of like 1-year contracts. Let's see, though. Yeah, so right now the Texans have Brandon Cooks, Randall Cobb, Anthony Miller, Chris Conley, which I love Chris Conley. I think he's great. Kiki Cutie, however you pronounce his name. I've seen him before a lot. They have Andre Roberts, Taywan Taylor. They have Dante Moncrief. That's one of those that was hugely underrated as well. And he's 4th right now on the depth chart. Doesn't even make sense. Dante Moncrief is starter material, in my opinion. I've always been a Dante Moncrief fan, but he is just not getting the opportunities, really, to start. They have so many wide receivers and really good depth on there. They have Alex Erickson, who is a former Bengal as well. I like Alex Erickson. They have Chris Moore, Isaiah Cutler, Nico Collins. Now, I think that there have been calls about Brandon Cooks getting traded and the Saints maybe having a reunion with Brandon Cooks, but I don't know. I mean, they have Andre Roberts. They have so many wide receivers. They have 3, 6, 9. They have 12 wide receivers on their depth chart right now. Absolutely stacked wide receiver room in Houston. What I think they're doing, though, is like they are getting really good players for their for the price. They're getting really good players, and if someone gets hurt on another team, they're going to trade the players. They're trying to build a nice draft stock. I think that the Texans are doing something nice with their new coaching staff. I like what they're doing. They have Laramie Tunsil on the offensive line. Marcus Cannon was one of the additions. Lane Taylor was one of their additions. Justin Britt. They're doing something good there, and I really like what they're doing. They've had a very underrated offseason, in my opinion. But Anthony Miller is just another addition to this depth chart here, and it looks like on ESPN.com, Anthony Miller is stated as like a wide receiver 2, so like he's one of the starters, or wide receiver 3, I mean. So I guess he's going to be one of the starters. Now, I don't know if he's going to get that many targets, but they have a very, very underrated offense there. If Deshawn Watson doesn't, in fact, get traded and he does play for the 21 season, you'll have Deshawn Watson, David Johnson, Brandon Cooks, Randall Cobb, Anthony Miller. Philip Lindsay and Mark Ingram in the backfield as well. I mean, there's so many options there. I would say their least stacked position is, somewhere on the offensive line. But, like, obviously, though, as, like, weapon-wise, the tight end room is not overwhelming at all. It's Jordan Atkins, Cahill Waring, Brevin Jordan, Pharaoh Brown. Not really any options there at tight end, in my opinion. I like Atkins, but he's not like one of the stars of the league there. But Anthony Miller traded to the Houston Texans. Texans are doing some really good things right now. Tell me what you guys think down in the comments below. Thanks for watching this video. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, all the good stuff, guys. It helps me out so very much, especially in this slow off season. This is when things are very slow for me. So thank you guys for watching. See you in the next video. Hey, Slaughter. I'm sorry I missed your chat there, man. 8:38. Oh, you just chatted it. Any Falcons news? I don't believe so. So if you look at my desktop right now, this is my Instagram page. Everything that I've posted. I haven't posted any Falcons news. So nothing yet on the Falcons, man. Let's look at Yeah. Let's look up Brian Poole. Brian Poole is a cornerback. Let's look at another great signing that is supposed to, I think, become official today. The Saints are expected to sign Brian Poole, cornerback. Let's look at what he's done through his career. I liked him on the Falcons. He was really good. And then he went to the Jets. Brian Poole, age 28. Came into the league in 2016 at the age of 24. Like I said, kind of old for a rookie. 24 is a very young age, but as a rookie in the NFL, kind of old. But he's been great ever since he entered the league. He started 9 games as a rookie, appeared in all 16. He had 1 interception, 9 pass deflections. Really good there. 2 fumble recoveries and 1 sack. He had 5 tackles for loss and 3 quarterback hits. Very impressive rookie season, I would say. 2017, it looks like he was starting 3 games for the Falcons. Appeared in 15. He had only 4 pass deflections, 1 sack, and he had a career-high 63 total tackles, but he only had 2 tackles for loss and 3 quarterback hits. 2018, at the age of 26, he appeared in all 16 games. He started 9, which matches a career high. He had 3 interceptions, 6 pass deflections. He had another 2 fumble recoveries, and he had a career-high 3 sacks. As a cornerback, very, very, very good. But it looks like he was slated as a linebacker. So that's very interesting. He was slated as a linebacker, but really he's a defensive back. He had a career-high 74 tackles, 4 tackles for loss, and 5 quarterback hits. 2019, Brian Poole at the age of 27. Started 10 games, which is career high, but only appeared in 14, which is a career low. 1 interception and 5 pass deflections. 1 forced fumble, which was the first of his career. 0 sacks for the first time in his career. 59 total tackles. 4 tackles for loss. 5 quarterback hits. Last year with the Jets, 2020. Looks like he was hurt. He started 7 games, appeared in 9. I will get to the chat in just a second, guys. 7 pass deflections, which was the second highest of his career. He had 1 sack. He's only not had a sack in his career 1 season, which is really good for a cornerback / defensive back. 44 total tackles, 2 tackles for loss, and 2 quarterback hits, which marks a career low. He did have a safety in 2019. Brian Poole, though, in my opinion, very underrated. If he gets a full season as a starter, I think he could do very great things. The Saints could definitely use a guy like Brian Poole. Great signing for them. I think the deal is like 1 year right now, 1 year, $4 million, and like $2.2 million of that was incentive based. So basically a 1 year, $2 million contract up to $4 million for Brian Poole, which is an amazing contract. The guys don't even, like, for a guy like Brian Poole and the player he is, that is such a cheap contract. Saints, great job there. Very, very great job. I don't know. I would love Brian Poole on my team. I would love if the Green Bay Packers had him. I just love Brian Poole. He's been a good player his entire career. Plays hard. If he can just stay on the field, stay healthy, and he just needs to stay healthy and needs a full opportunity to play and start all 16 games, which this season's going to be 17 games. So if you're going to pad your stats, this is the year to do it. But you guys tell me about Brian Poole and the Saints in the comments below. Thanks for watching this video, guys. I was recording a YouTube video there. Hall of Fame game, Cody. What's going on? How many wins do you think the Giants will get? Well, let's look what the Giants did last year. Giants record 20. They didn't do very well, did they? They came in second with a 6-10 record, which is nuts. Let's look up the Giants depth chart. I'd have to see what they did this offseason and have it all in front of me. Where's the quarterback? All right, here we go. So they did sign Mike Glennon. I think that was a new addition. Slayton, Dante Pettis. I do like the Dante Pettis. David Sills, Austin Mack, Alex Bachman, Kenny Golladay. That's right, they did add Kenny Golladay, Sterling Shepard, and Kelvin Benjamin. They added Kelvin Benjamin? Wait, wasn't Kelvin Benjamin signed by the Packers? What? What? That can't be right. Did they cut him? What? Oh, no. Okay, I'm thinking of somebody else. Now he is a Giant. Okay, I thought he was on the Packers. Who's the guy the Packers signed last year and then he opted out? I should know this. I'm a Green Bay Packers fan. I get Kelvin Benjamin mixed up with somebody else. Hooker to the Cowboys. Yes, Cody, it is. Yeah, that's actually one of the big signings. I should probably look into that. Malik Hooker to the Cowboys. I don't know if they've even made it official, but I think he's expected to sign like today or tomorrow. Yeah, they haven't posted that they've signed Malik Hooker, but he is expected to sign. So Malik Hooker has not officially signed his contract. But I would say he's going to. Thank you so much, Thomas. I really appreciate you stopping by. Thank you for chatting, guys. It makes my job very, very easy. Makes everything so much easier for me. You have no idea how much easier it makes when people chat. But YouTube, let's talk about Malik Hooker going to the Cowboys. It is not, I believe, an official signing yet. It is just he's expected to sign. Malik Hooker is expected to sign with the Cowboys, but he's not signed it yet. From my understanding, Malik Hooker, let's look at his stats, y'all. 2017 at the age of 21 as a rookie. That's a young rookie. It's a good age. I loved Malik Hooker in college. I thought that he was a great draft pick. I just don't think he just didn't have the best start to his career, okay? He just didn't. He couldn't stay on the field. He just couldn't stay on the field, really, and just didn't really make the most of his opportunities. But I do believe that Malik Hooker is a heck of a player, and he's still extremely young and has a bright, bright future. As a rookie at the age of 21, he appeared in 7 games. He had 3 interceptions, though, which is very good for only appearing in 7 games. 4 pass deflections, very good. 6 assists. He had no tackles for loss, no quarterback hits. All right, let's move on to 2018. Age of 22, playing safety, started and appeared in 14 games, 2 picks, 4 pass deflections, and one fumble recovery, 44 total tackles. At the age of 23 in 2019, with the Indianapolis Colts, still appeared and started in 13 games, 2 picks, with 3 pass deflections, and a fumble recovery for 3 yards. He had 51 total tackles, which marks a career high. So in one less game, he had, 8 more, I'm bad at math, but he had 51 tackles in 13 games. Not bad there at all. 1 tackle for loss. In 2020, he only appeared and started 2 games. Malik Hooker, not the best there. And he literally recorded like 0 stats in 2 games. He had 7 tackles. That's it. 7 tackles in 2 games in 2020. So, he played out his rookie contract, and I guess for the Indianapolis Colts, it was just best to cut ties with Malik Hooker. He had never played a full season in his career. He wasn't like... The Colts have a pretty good defense anyways. It's not worth trying to pick up a 5th-year option. Even if he had a 5th-year option, I'm not sure. But it was best to cut ties, let him test free agency, give him a fresh start somewhere else. Malik Hooker trying to sign with the Dallas Cowboys. Like I said, they have not officially announced it yet, but he's expected to sign either today or tomorrow, I believe, from what I've heard. I think this is going to be great for the Cowboys. Great for Malik Hooker, but this does not make the Cowboys a contending team, in my opinion. They have a lot of work to do on that defense. But you guys tell me what you think down in the comments below. You guys, do you like Malik Hooker or not? Do you think the Dallas Cowboys are a great fit for him? Is their defensive scheme a good fit for him? Like I said, make sure you guys subscribe, comment. The offseason is slow, so views are down. So, guys, it helps me out if you've made it this far in the video. Thanks for watching. Make sure you share and all that good stuff. I will see you in the next one. Dede Westbrook signs with the Vikings. Yes, that's true. Dede Westbrook has signed with the Vikings. Here's Dede Westbrook expected to sign 1-year deal tomorrow with Vikings. Then he did officially sign. So Dede Westbrook, let's look at what he has done. We had it was a busy weekend for me, and I was still on vacation through Saturday. So like it was hard for me to keep up with everything, that's for sure. Dede Westbrook at the age of 24 as a rookie, like I said, kind of old for a rookie. It really is. I could still technically be a rookie in the NFL, which is kind of cool. I'm just not fit to be in the NFL. Started 5 games, 51 targets in 7 games total, though, which is a lot. 51 targets in 7 games. Very good. 20... But he only had 27 receptions, 339 yards, and a touchdown. At the age of 25 in 2018, Dede Westbrook, 101 targets, 66 catches, a 65% catch rate there. 717 yards, 5 touchdowns. And I believe one of these years he tweeted out that he was going to be catching for over 1,000 yards. I don't know. He made some crazy tweet and then he's just never even lived up to it. 2019 at the age of 26, appeared in 15 games. 101 targets, which matched his career high. 66 receptions, which tied his career high, which is kind of crazy there. But he had 660 yards, so he had 117 less yards than he did the year before, and he only had 3 touchdowns this year. In 2020, he was hurt. He only appeared in 2 games, had 1 catch. 1 catch for 4 yards. That's it. He had a 100% catch rate, though. 1 target, 1 catch, 4 yards in 2 games. Dede Westbrook played out his rookie contract. Best to cut ties with them. He had 2 decent seasons, but on 66 catches, you gotta produce more than 10 yards per catch, I think. You gotta be fair. He didn't have the best quarterback situation either, though. But if he signs with since he signed with the Minnesota Vikings, they are going to have Adam Thielen, Justin Jefferson. They lost Stephon Diggs, but now they're going to have Dede Westbrook. Pretty good 3 options there. They've done a great job replacing Stephon Diggs and getting some depth there for Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins is not really that bad of a quarterback. To me, he's not one of the best in my opinion, but like he'll pass for a lot of yards. He'll probably pass for over 30 touchdowns. So pretty good. I think they have a decent situation there. Let's go back to my Instagram and look at what else happened over the weekend. Cameron Brate was placed on the physically unable to perform list. Cameron Brate, sadly, I really love Cameron Brate. I think he's a great tight end. Just they have a stacked offense right now with Gronk. Since last year, they have Gronk. I believe they still have that guy from Alabama. What's his name? That tight end from Alabama, O.J. Howard, who was expected to be a huge stud tight end, but I really wish O.J. Howard was traded because he deserves to have more opportunity, in my opinion. The Titans have placed Bud Dupree on the physically unable to play list. Now, a lot of people saying this was expected because he's still recovering from an injury from last year. So, like, yeah, he's going to start the season on the PUP, which is okay because he's still recovering. I think he'll be ready to start the season, though. I don't know. That's just what I've heard. Titans defensive lineman Abry Jones is retiring from the NFL. Abry Jones played from 2013 to 2020. He had 7 seasons, so 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Oh, 8 seasons total. Let's see what he did. Abry Jones. He only has 9.5 career sacks. Not really impressive there. 18 tackles for loss, 15 quarterback hits in his career. He had a quiet career there, it looks like. He had 12 total pass deflections, 3 forced fumbles throughout his career, 3 fumble recoveries. So basically every fumble that he caused, he recovered it, and which that is a great job there. But he retired at the age of 29, made a couple $1 million, played every year with Jacksonville, so they did re-sign him. He played 8 seasons in Jacksonville. So great job there, sticking with the same team and getting your life figured out. And I don't know, just a very good job. Make a couple $1 million. Obviously, they re-signed him. They probably played out his rookie contract in 2016, picked up his 5th-year option in 2017. Then 1, 2, 3, maybe signed him to like a 3 or 4-year contract there. Packers fan, Arkansas. Oh, what's going on? Do you see Tom Brady's production dropping off this year, and do you see the Bucs repeating as Super Bowl champions? Absolutely not see them repeating as Super Bowl champions, but the Buccaneers are the only team in NFL history to bring back every single player on a Super Bowl winning roster, so that's pretty impressive there. Tom Brady's production, let's see what he did last year, like the specifics. 2000 to 2020. Jeez, he's played 20 years. At the age of 43, look at all this. It's crazy. And 2020 at the age of 43, which is crazy. He'll be 44 this year. He had an 11-5 record, 65 pass completion percentage, 4,633 yards, which I think is the 3rd highest of his career, 4th highest of his career. Looks like he's only passed for over 5,000 yards once in his career. But he did have 40 touchdowns last year, which he had a very underrated season. Yes, he won the Super Bowl, which everybody knew that, but 40 touchdowns is a lot. And he's only surpassed 40 touchdowns. Looks like this was the 2nd time in his career he's ever passed for 40 touchdowns. At the age of 43, I'm kind of impressed by that. You got to give it to him there. He had a heck of a season last year. He did throw 12 picks, which marks the 3rd highest of his career. 11 out of his 20 professional seasons, he's had double-digit interceptions. Not a Tom Brady fan, but you still got to respect the guy. He passed for 289 yards per game last year, which is, I don't know, fourth highest of his career. He had a really good season, though. A very good season last year. Do I see his production dropping off? Good question. Good question there. Do I see Tom Brady and his production falling off from last year? Like I said, he's only passed for over 40 touchdowns twice in his career. One was in 2007 when he won the MVP, I believe. He passed for 50 touchdowns, and then last year he passed for 40 touchdowns, 12 picks. 40 touchdowns last season. I do see him dropping off from a touchdown rate total. He passed for 4,633 yards last year. I don't think he's going to do better than that. So I do see his production declining maybe a little because he'll be 44 years old, I think, when he starts the season. Passing for 4,633 yards is a lot. At the age of 44, I just don't see him passing for that much again. Now, he's obviously showed no symptoms of slowing down this offseason. There's been like highlight videos of him doing some crazy stuff with like crazy accuracy. And he's showing no signs of slowing down. The Buccaneers did bring back the entire Super Bowl roster, which is the first time in NFL history that's happened. He threw 12 picks. I honestly see him throwing around the same amount of interceptions, maybe like towards 15 interceptions. 15 interceptions, though, would be the highest of his career. But that would be like the most I see him throwing. But just from like a touchdown total and a passing yards total, I do see his production just dipping a little bit because he's got so many mouths to feed there in Tampa Bay. But it's hard to repeat a season like that. It really is. If you pass for 40 touchdowns at 43 years old, how are you going to repeat that season? I do see his production declining just a bit, but I think Tom Brady's still going to have a good season. Like I said, he's had no symptoms of slowing down. All the highlight videos that I'm seeing this offseason, he looks pretty good, just to be honest with you. I'm not a Tom Brady fan, but he looks pretty good. I think he'll do well, but his production probably will more than likely decline. Could we see another Chiefs and Bucks Super Bowl? And if so, what is the outcome? Oh, this is a good one. This is a good one. You could possibly see it. Like I said, I don't see the Bucks repeating as a Super Bowl champ, but they could possibly make it back to the Super Bowl. Chiefs, if they've got Patrick Mahomes and the offense that they do right now, they're always going to be a favorite to make a Super Bowl. So you definitely could see this Super Bowl again. You got to remember, though, last year, the Chiefs had like no offensive line. I think every offensive lineman was like a backup last year starting for the Super Bowl. I think of Patrick Mahomes was obviously running for his life. That's like literally look at Seattle Seahawks and Russell Wilson. Every single year, Russell Wilson is running for his life, scrambling and trying to make plays, and he puts up the stats that he does. Patrick Mahomes now knows how Russell Wilson feels just from the experience of one game. But if Patrick Mahomes can have a decent offensive line, which they did. They went out and signed several good offensive linemen. Yeah, I think they're favorites to make a Super Bowl, and I think they would win the Super Bowl. I think that teams are going to adjust to what Todd Bowles did with the Buccaneers defense last year. So I do see the Chiefs in that situation winning a Super Bowl if they have their entire offense healthy and their defense healthy. Dad, good to see you here. It is 9:01. Got to end the stream. Got some things to do. Got to get ready for work today. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Dad, thanks for commenting. Keeps me talking and helps me out very, very much. Thanks for the chat. I will talk to you later. Guys, I got some videos that I need to edit and upload. Thanks for watching this stream. I'll be live tomorrow, 8 to 9 a.m., Monday through Friday, on the NFL Rumors official podcast.